The number and location of brands on Canadian cattle hides has been tracked since the first National Beef Quality Audit in 1994. There has been a significant overall reduction in the use of brands over time, although the 2016-17 audit showed an increase in the percentage of fed cattle with brands. There has been sustained improvements in reducing the percentage of cattle with multiple brands, although the use of rib brands appears to be increasing. For some industry perspectives on branding, we talked with Sean McLean, General Manager of Livestock Identification Services in Alberta, and Don Vincent, owner of Longview Leather. What are some of the factors which are influencing the number of cattle that are branded?
Well, there's more lenders, so we've been selling more brands every year too. We're registering more brands each year now.
How can producers ensure the legibility of their brands and reduce the need to brand twice?
So make sure your irons are vented correctly, ensure that they're at the right temperature, and the cattle are dry and free of debris. And then if they freeze brand, make sure they follow those procedures by clipping and keeping your irons cold enough.
How do brands impact the quality and grade of leather from cattle hides?
Well, it diminishes it immensely. I mean, a brand in most cases becomes unusable leather for most of the people working with leather.
Why does it appear that the number of rib brands in fed cattle is increasing?
The left rib is primarily gets 25% of all the locations we register. The rib, it's a big, broad space. You can apply your brand, you can see it from long distances away, and if there's another brand there, there's lots of space to put another one on. So if I'm buying cows and my brand's on the rib, as they already have one, I have room to put mine on as well.
Do rib brands impact the leather more than other branding locations?
Certainly we have to discount the leather that we are selling if it is branded, and certainly a mid-rib brand is the worst possible position on the hide for usability of the product. With a brand in the middle of the hide, it certainly makes the usable area smaller, right, as a continuous piece. Ideally, there are no brands on the hides. I mean, that's what our customers, they don't want brands. And certainly a hip brand would be somewhat better than one halfway through the side.
How much does a rib brand cost the leather industry?
Well, it's sold by the square foot, and depending on the leather, it's retailing anywhere from $4 to, say, $15 a square foot, and it would generally reduce it by $2 to $3 a square foot.
Which brand location causes the least value reduction to the hide?
I would think on the front shoulder and neck, up in the front area, because that traditionally the rear end of the cow along the back is the premium leather on the hide.
In addition to branding, what other factors can impact hide quality?
Depending on the end use, certainly the quality is determined by the number of flaws on the hide. Like brands diminish holes, cuts from when they're, at the abattoir when they're skinning them. So they look for, as few flaws as possible. But certainly insects and barbed wire will cause defects and scars on the hide. I know like a lot of the imported stuff from countries where the animal nutrition isn't as good as it is in North America seem to have inferior leather.